Hello.
Hello, Matt. How you doing?
Great. So, here's how I need to start. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and the days of old lang syne? Because I thought we were never going to do this again.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. It's been a great night, and I hope we'll see you next time.
We shouldn't do that again.
Okay.
We did that years ago.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Let's see. Let me switch to page 1 here. Oh, here's the strip. I like the strip this time. You're getting better. Do you think that iguana and beer, if they ever got the right shaped word balloons, they'd have the wrong voices?
Yeah. It's one of those, there's ways of doing word balloons using the computer, but to do it is more steps than I feel is necessary for my stupid strips.
It's pearls before swine, or age before beauty, or something like that.
It's Matt's kind of lazy.
Oh, that too. Let's not rule that one out. Okay, I believe it is my go to memorialize Jeff. Yes, it is. But my memory will probably lead to a memory from you. Well, let's see if that's what happens.
So, I actually looked up in my email, because I'm pretty sure there was an email about this, and there is. So, from, let's see, April 2nd, 2007, I emailed the Yahoo group, and the title was, I Wonder What David'd Say. So in my comic for this year's Space, Race Car Comics number 3, I have a scene where angry Jesus shows up and starts pummeling the living crap out of Octo Jesus with his baseball bat of righteousness. It probably doesn't make any more sense if you actually read it. And while this is happening, off panel, I decided to letter real badass Wrath of God quotes from the Bible in the background, an easy way to fill up space and not have to draw backgrounds. And the first page, I took some mean stuff from Ezekiel. And then I wanted something that Jesus actually said for the next page, so I randomly flipped to a really red page in Luke. In my Bible, all that Jesus says is red. And by a strange coincidence, it was Luke chapter 17. Seiler and Billy are laughing right now. So for all you tangent fans out there, look closely on page 10, panel 5 for Luke 17:35. Or, 2 women shall be grinding together, the one shall be taken and the other left. And I swear I picked it at random. Matt. And yes, I know it's 3 weeks to space, and no, I'm not done with my comic yet. I work better under deadline. To which Jeff responded, so, he asked innocently, what do you think that emphasis means? And I responded, the 2 women grinding thing or the work better under deadline thing? Matt. I once made a sculpture of Devil's Tower out of mashed potatoes for an art class. That meant something.
Right.
So, and then, in a really weird comic art metaphysics thing, I went and grabbed my copy of issue 3, because I'm going to scan the relevant panels to put into the videos for this, and the copy I have in my personal stash of These Are My Copies has an extra signature in it, because it's, the way I do it is it's just 6 pages of regular 8.5 by 11 paper folded in half and stapled, and this is a 7th page, which coincidentally is the middle of the book, which is the pages I need to scan. So I ripped it out and I'm going, well, this is weirder than it needed to be.
It is. It is.
But yeah, it was 16 years ago. I randomly opened the Bible looking for a lot of red, because the red is the words of Christ, and got 2 women grinding and went, well, that's funny, and so I put it in the strip. And then, of course, I told Jeff, and because for those who don't know, way back 16 to 17 years ago, there was a very long, very protracted, quote-unquote discussion between Dave and Jeff Seiler and Billy Beach about Tangent and the two women grinding passage. And it was one of these, Jeff and Billy didn't know the other one was sending letters to Dave about this, and Dave's just getting deluged with people telling him, no, Dave, you're wrong, and here's why you're wrong, and here's the correct interpretation. And finally you had to send a letter to both of them going, guys, knock it off.
Right. And then the actual end on that story was when Billy Beach got back to me long after that discussion and went, actually, it turned out that you were right. One of the definitions of grinding is the physical process of grinding. He was maintaining, no, it's the actual Greek term, and whatever it was, it only applies to grinding flour or grinding
Wheat
or whatever it is that you would be grinding. You're expanding the definition into something that it just doesn't encompass. And I had to give him major marks for the fact that having made a big issue out of this, and Jeff Seiler making a big issue out of this, and me going, sorry, the way that it adds up, the fact that that verse is left out of a number of early translations of Mark, and the fact that when it was put in, another verse was added in. Whoever did that went, no, this doesn't read the way we want it to read, so we're going to have to either leave it out, or if we put it in, we have to add another verse. And it's like, that's when the Judaic part of me is going, you can't do that to Scripture. You can't leave things out or put things in just for the sake of the convenience of what you wanted to say. Oy vey, you Christians, you make me pull my hair out. And I haven't got that much hair left to begin with.
Well,
oh yeah, okay, good story. I didn't know that it had that comic art metaphysics thing. Obviously, you got swept up into it. This will turn up later on, and this will.
I mean, as you said, it was a big deal to Billy, and it was a big deal to Jeff. How big of a deal was it to Jeff? It was such a big deal that after one of your letters arrived, he wrote a 25-page handwritten letter that he mailed off to you, and you got it and went, no, Jeff, I'm not going to read 25 handwritten pages telling me that I'm wrong. No, we're not dealing. And he brought it to space with him and was asking us, all the yahoos, do you want to read this? And we're all looking like, no, Jeff, no one wants to read your 25-page screed about anything.
Well, I don't think that that's true. He's become a please hold for Dave Sim legend.
True, but I mean,
if we keep doing this, I mean, there's I don't know how many of them there are, but there are at least a half dozen 25-page letters from Jeff in the Cerebus archive, or there should be. Things disappear in a weird way around here in a very random sense. But someday Jeff Seiler will have his moment in the sun, and people will be going, okay, I would like you to proofread this. Here's Jeff's original handwritten copy, and I've circled the words that I'm not certain that I've transcribed correctly. And the Jeff Seiler Memorial Society will be flourishing, and Dave Sim and Matt Dow will be completely forgotten by then.
There's a part of me that really hopes that happens.
It would make things a lot less complicated. Okay, a couple couple of shout outs for me before we get rolling here. One of them is congratulations to David Birdsong's daughter, Brittany, who got engaged and officially eloped January 2nd. And this ties in later on with... I'm not a father, but I am deeply empathetic and sympathetic toward fathers, and I know that there must have been a big part of Birdsong that was going. Brittany has been in the U.S. military for, I forget how many years she's been in the military. If she can't find one good man in the entire U.S. military in this time, I just give up. So congratulations to new. Birdsong is uncharacteristically optimistic as a result of Brittany getting married over the holidays, and also the fact that he got a lot of sleep on vacation. The only bad news is the new son-in-law, Justin, Navy aviation mechanic, will be in Okinawa, Japan for around 6 months, starting sometime this spring. With any luck, he'll only see Taiwan sink and not get dragged down along with it. See how fast the case of optimism can be cured? I got a lot more confidence in the U.S. military than that. I don't think Xi Jinping would dare to take a step towards Taiwan. You can overfly somebody's airspace, but I think he's got a pretty good idea that he'd be fighting off far more than he could chew with Taiwan. My other shout out is remembering Anita Pointer, who just died last Saturday, and it was one of those. People ask me all the time, what music do you like? Or what music do you listen to when you're drawing? And it's like, I don't listen to music. I keep the off-white house and the studio completely silent while I'm working. But I do have a history of music. So it was one of those situations where I went, oh, one of the Pointer sisters died. Anita died. And it's like, well, that not only leaves one of them now. It's Anita, Ruth, Bonnie, and June Pointer, born the daughters of a minister, grew up singing in their father's church in Oakland, California. And the effect that happens is, I go, what was the Pointer Sisters song that John Brent, who was the DJ at Peter's Place, and then the DJ at Stages, and then much later on at the Flying Dog, and I must have seen him DJ at 2 or 3 other places, and it's like, the Pointer Sisters. There was a tune that John played that was a live version. I didn't have the live version. The only version that I had was on the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. And it's like, Anita dies at 74. How did Anita Pointer get to be 74? It's like, Grandpa, Beverly Hills Cop is like 40 years ago now. And it's like, ooh. Anyway, so John would play this tune, and it was one of his real barn burners. This is the one that he would save for midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And Stages was a real high-tech discotheque with the laser lights and, spotlights and laser effects and dry ice and the whole thing. Three rocking levels. Used to be a movie theater. Used to be the Odeon. And it's like he would passages out of out of the song in question, and then you would know, okay, it's coming up ahead, and then you'd go back to Prince or We Pledge Allegiance to the Time or whatever it was, or we don't know, we don't need no water, let the mother effer burn, mother effer burn, which is everybody singing along to that. And I'm going, I can't remember what the song was. So it's like I'm going, okay, what were their hits while I'm reading the obituary? No, for a hit song, I'm so excited. And I went, that was the one. At that point, Grandpa, who lives in complete silence, stays focused on his art and not be distracted from anything, just scripture and just having scripture on his iTunes, suddenly has this world-class sound system in his brain playing I'm So Excited at about 11. So if you want people wanting to know, okay, what was the last couple of days? The obituary was in the Toronto Star Monday, January 2nd. What was Grandpa's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday like this week? See if you can find a really, really hardcore I'm So Excited Pointer Sisters live performance on YouTube and link to it. And if you want to see a barn burner of a last song for a concert, I think probably the only one that even competes with that is the Rolling Stones' Brown Sugar. So that's my shout out on that one. The Pointer Sisters also come up a little later on in the proceedings.